Well, if we ever go back to.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we will.
And there's actually-
It'll be well.
Like.
Oh, yeah,
He'll do everything.
Yeah, you'll have to leave it, you'll have to.
Yeah, it'll do whatever.
Down to, construction or structural issues at the high school. When they did renovations, so they had to push, try to take that over. Which gives me a couple extra weeks of this summer, but probably not a couple extra weeks next summer. Or scheduled at this point to be on May 27th, but you know how Lincoln is, they're gonna go till June.
Oh, Coach Kim. She's got her subs on.
Right.
She looks like she put in a long minute.
Over. Actually, it's also, you got it, plus it has like 10 more, know whether to. Okay. It's been on the outside, stop, I didn't have to. So then I don't have words on it, stop. Yeah. It's been a time.
No. So, I think
That there's not going to. That there's not.
this is, I think this is it.
That means, Mr. Danny gets to lead the meeting.
Spencer's daughter had her first middle school basketball game tonight, so he said if it wasn't the first one, he might think about it.
Well, that's understanding.
Yeah. I did not fault him for that.
No,
They're only young ones.
that's right.
Mr. Lang. Chairman.
All right. One's counted for, but not necessarily here. And we do have a quorum, so we'll call the meeting on this August the 4th, 2025 to order. The first item of business will be the minutes of the previous meeting. I'll defer to our secretary, Megan.
They should be right behind your agenda in your folders. Take a peek, see. If I misspelled anything, got anything obviously wrong. If I just suck at my job, just let me know.
The only thing that I saw was under new business, the very first paragraph, motion to approve the use, but it didn't say who.
Yep, you're right. I will go back and review that tape. Oh, we didn't tape it? Did we?
Yeah.
We did. The new one was taped. Was it the CEC meeting? Okay.
Somebody may remember that.
If somebody remembers, I'm happy. Just add that in there. If nobody remembers, I'll go back and review.
Okay.
Thank you for catching that.
Yes, ma'am.
I submitted them at the end of the meeting, so sometimes I don't always catch the best.
That correction is your motion to approve. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes. Motion by Mr. Webby,
Second.
second by Judge Bob. All in favor, is ready discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
No, she's coming. You missed that.
Yeah, kind of go up there with it. Okay, next item of business is the treasurer's report. Mark?
I'll try to keep it brief. I went over May Berkeley last time we were here, and that's the only one I have an agenda at the moment. So if you want to go to page 1, favorite financial position, for the little over 1 credit. This district currently has $5,360,451.24. Credit card debt and checking account, but we also have money market and 6 CDs that we have. The little number 2 down here, you'll notice the negative liability, which looks a little odd. And so what it is, basically, the credit card that the district has, was overpaid by $2,471.47. From my understanding, what occurred was basically the bills here, it was paid, but the other takers are an issue. So the other taker came in, a full balance paid again. So that right there will carry as a negative, do we get refunded or credit on the next, vehicle sale? Number three, it still represents the, sales tax overpayment. From my understanding, the bookkeeper is still working on it, we get the credit for that, or refund that $39.24. Number four, still represents the only debt that we have, and that's the CACO bond payables. If we go over to the big page three, take that activity. The little number one, that's the only tax revenue that we had to May, it was $494.45. It's just a timing difference between last year and this year's one of those numbers. Number two is the amount of interest we received for the month, and the amount of $9,288.20. Three is your contract service, pay your cleaning. Four, your maintenance and repairs, take your monthly terminating, monthly mowing, and then there were 4 faucet replacements within the facility. 5 is your equipment repair. 5 equipment repair, that thing, you got CO2 container replacement, mechanical room 172, and the typical, DOE expense we have. On page 4, a little number 6, that, wealth allocator repair each month for the money market we have. That came out to $637.86 a month. On big page 5, a little number 7, vehicle purchase, lease, and rentals, those represent the buses that are in every year for the 4-H camp and total camps. The little number 8 is the interest only payment that we make every year to CACO. We have 2 payments during the year. One of them is the principal interest payment, and the other was the interest only payment. And this was the interest only payment. So, big page 6, 7, 8, and 9, I'm not gonna worry about going over most of it because Jay has the updated ones through June and this election May's. So the only thing I was gonna point your attention to that won't be on that one is on big page 8, a little number 8. Just so everybody's aware, I understand it looks like we, over budget on that, but the budget's only at 24.84%. That contains $1 million pay down for last year. So that's already went through, and so if we take it out, we were setting at 100% of the budget. And then the same with net revenue, it currently shows crazy negative 418%, that's because that $1 million is crazy. If you were to add that back in, you come out 91.7%. So it just looks a little strange, just because that $1 million paid in. Big page 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 are checking bills. That's all the checks that were issued in the month of May for every account that we had. And then all the rest of them are reconciliations. You have 6 reconciliations for the CDs. They're all about $250,000. Just go pages online, but then you also have the checking account and the wealth allocation market reconciliations. Now, I'll print out the dues next time, we're going to deal for the official copy, that's in the final list.
Okay, Mark,
Along with that, this bright yellow is your checking account.
Oh, I was looking for the line. I was like, I thought I was missing.
all accounts spread across the farm and bank. We have a total of $5,360,000 in assets.
We do, yeah, so the fixed CDs are spread out across 6 other banks. So they're, basically well out managed, the funds are there. And then within the, actual checking, the money market is about 1.5 million, and then the S&P main checking is 2.3 million. And that's one thing I was gonna point out, just to make sure everybody's still fine with it, but if you look at account 11-104, that CD does come due this month. So I was assuming we roll back into another CD unless you guys want to do something different. I don't know if that needs to be voted on or like how that works with all these guys. Okay.
I can say as part of your report, it will be accepted.
Very good.
I
make a motion to accept the treasurer's report for May as presented.
Motion to approve by Danielle,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Wilson. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Okay,
Before we move on, going back to what Mark said, do we need to make a motion to go ahead and that's gonna expire week after next?
Yes, 8 days from expiration.
Do we need to, Mark, go ahead and,
that's his recommendation. Go wrong, okay.
Unless you want to do something else. I'll just-
well, no, that's fine. I just want to know if we need to make that as a part of the motion.
I think it needs to be motion.
Oh, separate.
Yeah, separate. Yeah. So you make that motion, Barry?
Then I'd like to make a motion to do that.
Barry motions to, roll over the, we talked about line item all the time.
11104.
The 11104.
Yeah.
CD into an, okay, so Barry motions to roll over one item, 11104 CD into another CD.
Yeah, right now, so within one May, I don't agree next to the meeting, but it's just whoever has the next rate. They'll be able to do a count here, they won't have to go over that.
As it expires in 8 days.
So what rates, Mark, around 4?
I see a 4.3 last one.
Okay.
I think it'll be low mid 4%.
Okay.
Interest rates are still low 7.5.
Yeah.
So they go down on the 10 rate. And it's only maybe 2% on the checking account. Double it for this, keep it over.
Now, would that only be for a year, or would that be more than when they? Or do you have an idea?
So originally what they did is they were going to expire in 6 months after the 29 days where we would take and bring the funds back and pay off the cable bill. So my understanding, I'll check the same tomorrow, it does draw it back in another 6 months. And that will keep rotating 6 months at a time.
Okay.
So if I say Barry motions to roll over line item, fill in the blank CD into another CD as it expires in 8 days, that's sufficient. I don't need to write anything else.
Motion by Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
second by Judge.
Yeah.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Facilities report and request.
Is it Bear or Rice? Because I have you down as Rice. Is that wrong?
It's, my first name, legal name is Baird. I go by Baird.
Okay, so it's Barry Rice.
Yeah.
So I've got it right then. Okay, thank you. It says Barry Baird on here, on the agenda, so I'm very confused.
Again, that's lame. We have your name spelled out. It's fine.
I'm proud of you. Thank you.
Oh, no.
There's- they're not- they're like, I don't know.
Has to be really professional.
You're welcome.
No. I don't believe that. We need to go over this with Mark, with the other copies. Just checks.
That's just your checks that we're arresting.
You're in.
We ready?
Go ahead.
All right. First off, real quick update, the last time we met, you all voted on the conversion of the staff conference room to 2 offices. The only thing we like on that is the final electrical inspection, construction's done, and Shepherd Construction did a great job.
Looks good too. Looks good.
First thing is the continued issue with roof leaks. Basically, we've had problems with this off and on since the building was built in 2020 in that same area. And the original contractor, Olympic Construction, would come back and work on it. And we thought we had it, and then, you know, a couple months later, we start having issues. And it's always this area that you all can see right here, which puts it about over the homemaker room and kind of out into the blending area in the hall. And it's this metal transition right here where the roof pitch changes and they put an extremely wide transition. And that roof, that type of roof has a lot of flex to it. It's not like a barn metal roof that's screwed in. It sits, you can see it has these raised edges right here. That they snap over one another, and inside of that, they screw down to the actual building. So that metal flexes a lot, with temperature change and all that. What we done, we kept having problems over and over. In 2024, Olympic Construction got to the point where they weren't returning calls. You know, would go a long period of time and finally would show up, do a little something. So I started meeting with various companies, and every company I've met with didn't want to mess with this. They either don't work on this type of roof, or they didn't want to get into the whole process of trying to figure out what the issue was. We finally, after I had a recommendation from someone at Center College, they had used tri-state roofing and had a good experience there. They do commercial roofs. They came out, we done some trial and error investigative work. And you can see here where they have sealed up. And they went through and did a lot of work on a lot of areas. And basically, there gives you a better idea of what we're looking at. You can kind of see there where they sealed everything. Again, the same problem. It would work for a little bit and then come back. And we finally figured out what's happening. They pulled all that sealing out again, and what happens is that metal flexes over time, it breaks the seal. So we have two options at this point. Because you can't put anything over top of this right here. Because this is a downward slope, and if you do something there, you're creating a wall for water to stop. So there's only two options. Either replace the entire metal section of roof and have the transition done correctly and not have that wide span there where the pitch changes. Or on the back half of the building, basically up above these HVAC units, about where the lobby is here, there is a ridge where the front half is going. They could do a rubber membrane over top of what's already there. From that half down, you wouldn't see it from the road because that side's elevated. But those are the two options, and they haven't given me final numbers on that yet. They're still working on it because it involves, we have to move all the HVAC and try to figure out how to reconnect it, because currently it mounts to the ribs on that metal roof.
Now, Barry, what they did do probably controlled 95% of what.
Yeah,
What
we got
we-
it narrowed down.
We've got it narrowed way down, but it's not, there's still a couple of spots.
And one thing I will say to this company, they fixed the back building. We had numerous, I mean, nothing like this, but especially over this last winter, during all the ice. We had a lot of issues with water backing up, and they got all that fixed. That back building does not leak to drop, but it's a different type of roof. It's more of a barn style type than this.
And the steeper slope.
Yeah. And basically what we're looking at this point, I talked to the, guy that's, co-owner of this company. And he said, you know, they're still working on trying to get all these factors figured in for doing either solution. But both of those will be over 30,000 either way we go. So, since they have done work already to this and they found the issue and have done better at trying to fix it than anybody else. do we want to put this out to bid? Because it's over 30, or do we take the two quotes when they get them into me and we vote on it based on that? I'll leave that up to you all.
Really, you're what the,
Are they a sole source provider, meaning that they're the only company that can do this type of work?
In this area that I've talked to so far, and I'm sure if we, they're out of Lexington.
they're the only company that we bring.
Yeah, I'm numerous companies done roof cooking, and they'll look at it and go, no, we don't want to, try this, or we don't work on that type of roof. That's the issue I keep running into.
If they're a sole source provider, you don't have to take bids. But if there's other companies that do the same kind of work, then if it's over 30,000, you need to take bids.
Okay.
But sounds like they're the only people that want to pull with it.
Yeah, that's basically what it's.
Yeah.
So is the board comfortable with that, then just getting quotes from this company?
Are you gonna get quotes for both to
Both solutions.
Band-aid it again, or?
No, we're at the point where, they have tried this multiple times, trying to just seal it, hoping that would. And now we figure out what it's doing. The two solutions that I told you, the one with rubber membrane or the one with replacing all the metal. On this main building here, is where we're at.
So they give you two quotes.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have them, when they give me the final numbers, it's gonna be for both solutions, and you'll have that to choose from.
Yeah, it's time to rip the Band-Aid off and
Yeah, we've tried everything.
put
we can.
skin graft on it.
Yeah,
What's the lifetime of the rubber membrane?
I've got, that's something they're supposed to include, I told them to include any kind of warranty, that type of thing on either product. So,
Yeah, they don't need to know the licensed product, yeah.
yeah. I just don't have all the final details yet.
So how bad did the leak Thursday night?
Luckily, it's leaking out the same two spots. That basically on either end of this is what it's doing. It's building up and it's running down to this end and running to the other end. So I know where they come out at, and I have buckets in place, and it's literally it's concentrated in those two spots, is what's been happening. Yeah, it's leaking a good little bit, but it's not interfering in anything else like it did over the winter. Over the winter, we lost some light fixtures. We had numerous drywall areas that have been fixed a couple times now, so.
So am I correct that we are in agreement to move forward without opening the bid up? So what I put in my notes.
If that's what,
If that's what everybody, I mean,
That
I'm just going to mind, so if you're chiming in.
Well, let's put that in form of a motion, so I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion that Mary secure bids to fix the roof on, what part are we calling this building?
we call that the Lindy homemaker area, I guess.
Main campus,
The main building,
main building.
yeah.
Motion by Mary,
Second.
second by Boswell. On discussion. Motion passes. So in other words, they'll probably be full design.
Yeah, at this point, it's basically, it was poor design, and we can't go back and shingle, because because you can see both ends of the building are shingles. I've checked with numerous companies, the way that pitch is, you can't do it, it would basically make a pond right there.
Yeah. And like
So-
grade, it's the roof.
Do you need the name of the company?
Tri-State.
Yeah, you got it,
Do I need to put that specifically in here?
I would, that we're gonna get two quotes from you.
I put that they have been the one working on it. They made a motion to move forward, but not opening the bid for roof repair, remaining with Tri-State. That worked.
Yeah. Next, I have and you'll have, everybody should have a copy of it. The, request for snow and ice removal bids.
That's puddle, no. It's behind Tom and Jerry.
Basically, that right there is what was put in the local papers for the month of July, and also put on our office Facebook page. And we received one sealed bid from that, and I will give this to Danny, and he can hold it.
Tell my return address, and it's over. He's done it for a number of years. You've been doing a good job with them, Larry.
We've had a few issues, but they have corrected them.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry's is for,
I haven't.
We don't have a commentary.
okay, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
I was like, what's a condenser have to do with ice and snow?
Behind it,
Behind-
the page behind it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not smart.
Larry, we have one
Thing
decipher,
about
we have to decipher that.
Yes.
Drug per hour is $132, man hour labor is $32. Salt per pound is 65 cents. Total $164.65, that's the year.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I had him price it per event, because obviously we have no idea how many times in a winter they would need to come. That just gives you an idea of how much material and manpower it costs per trip, per hour.
The name of the company, one more time, you-
Overs.
okay. Open line.
Landscaping. He also included a copy of his liability insurance.
Lawn care. That.
Lawn care. I thought, girl, if you don't get out of my ear.
Where did you compare prices? Did he go with,
No. I mean, the salt, that's every year, it fluctuates.
yeah,
Haven't really seen any increase on the labor or anything, mainly just material.
Danny, can I see that so I can write it
Oh,
down?
sure.
I think they're required. in here.
I'll make a motion, we approve Culver's lawn care. Vote to approve Culver's lawn care, by Mr. Welty, for snow and ice removal.
Okay.
Thank you, Kim. Any discussion further? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion passed.
All right, last thing I have is, there's a heating and air quote here, it's for room 108, the homemaker area, the outdoor unit, the control board and the compressor has went out. And basically, it would cost more in labor and material to replace those two parts than it would just to replace the whole outdoor unit. So we're looking at a quote of $8,000, that's all the labor, the outdoor unit, and the rental of the lift to get it on there and installation.
And they've worked here before?
Yes, they're the company that originally installed all the HVAC, and we've used them for various repairs and.
Well, that's a silly
We
question.
did a lot of bouncing around today before we got to this.
Yeah,
Is this part of the HVAC that would have to be moved?
all the units, yeah. On this building, basically, I can't remember exactly how many there are, there's several outdoor units, and they're all there. So, yeah.
But I know they were hot when I was out there teaching. Project pays.
We can go, yeah. And one of which.
Okay, motion to approve. Second by
Second?
Judge. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nay? Okay.
Dave, if I could get you to sign, you can just sign a copy of that quote there for the heat and air. And then also, if you could sign the quote from the folder. And then, that's all I need.
Okay, you sign approved.
Yeah, just sign your name and title, and the date, and then sign it on the folder.
You got time?
Me, chief cook and bottle washer. An important position.
This one.
Yeah,
Did we get the ice machine put in?
yeah.
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 Now, where did it come from? Did it make Sonic ice?
No,
No.
but it's just
Oh,
lit
man.
up.
I can get you a copy of it. Oh. I'm there all day.
We're not in need of one.
Yes, you're all good.
Thank you.
Okay. That finishes you up.
Yep, that's all I need.
And you went back up,
Okay.
you went back up, we go, Rita and I can do the year-end final account.
It's good on that. You're in final accounting, that's here.
So as you guys know, we are wrapping up with the last fiscal year 25, with all of our financial things. Okay, so in your packet on the right side. of it,
Go a little deeper,
you have three.
that's the office.
And then you have a statement of financial position and a budget versus actuals. On the other side. On the other side. It's behind the picture.
The other one.
There you go, there you go.
Yeah.
All that. Keep digging.
So there's three sheets. So, I want to start with the statement of financial position part, which is a 2-page statement together, so the statement of financial position.
Very last one,
So,
pull it out, David, right there.
you did it.
There you go.
There you go. So this is basically everything that Mike has shared with you all. We, do this for our fiscal year. And it's really simple. I won't spend a lot of time on it, but you have your bank accounts and your assets, your fixed assets that we've already mentioned. So you can see on there what your total assets look like, for that particular year. The second page are your liabilities and equity. Again, we've already talked about the, general credit card, expenditure there and explain that. So there's not really anything major on here, but it does show you what your total liabilities and total equity are, as of June 30, 2025. So altogether, we're a little over 13 million, in there. So I wanted to share that with you, as we close out this fiscal year. You also have a copy of the budget that is actual for the fiscal year from July 24 to June 30th of 2025. And I think the most important takeaway from this is that you guys are in good shape. We did not need to do anything to the budget. We didn't need to do any line items transfers. We didn't need to do any amendments or changes to it. And you guys are in good shape there. You'll notice that you did not expend or spend everything that you all had budgeted for the year.
So looking over that, it gives you a good idea that either y'all did a really good job budgeting last year, which I know you did, and we've also done a really good job not spending every kind of cent in the budget. So, any questions that you all have, I'm not gonna read all of that, tonight, but, you're well within what you have budgeted there, so, so good job there. This next piece of paper that you guys have is the yearly actuals. And honestly, it's just another way of putting this together, but this is a document that is required signature of district board treasurer and return to our extension business operations office. This is due by the 15th, so we're in good shape, but it's really and truly just another way of putting together your year-end actuals that you all have. You can see a little bit more clearly there how it breaks it down into personnel and travel, professional improvement, and your office operations. So again, nothing major there to be concerned about or, you know, think about too much, but, everything was in good standing. This was as a close of business on June 30th, 2025. And this does take into, consideration more like any journal entries, that we had to put into QuickBooks Online, whether it be an accounts receivable or accounts payable. So this will close out your fiscal year 25, finances with this. So this will require a signature of the treasurer. And the only other piece that we did not make you guys a copy of, just because it's just a different way of stating, but we do have to complete a county offset voucher. And so we have completed that. And again, it's just another way to group those monies in different ways. It has travel and professional improvement, operating expenditures, and then capital outlay in the three big categories. I'm more than happy to pass it around if you all would like to look at it. That is required to be signed by Jay, myself, and the board treasurer. And once we get these in hand, with those reviewed and approved by you guys, then I can proceed, and Jay, whoever, Jay may do this, upload your actuals into the SPG portal. So just be presented to you all first. So any questions whatsoever, any thoughts? We typically will run a budget versus actual statement of financial position for you at each board meeting. So we decided since we had to do a year-end financials, we would just run those tonight.
So who is our board treasurer going to be at? Bob,
He's up.
I couldn't remember him being in place. I do that, excuse me.
So I will share with you guys, it's due by September 1st. We have to have the year-end actuals into the SPG portal. So you guys are good. You're in, well, you will be in compliance as soon as we get the audit. And we will be.
So you need a motion to approve these,
That will be presented in the three votes.
and I'm assuming these are the financial records for the year 2024, July 2024, the end of June 2025.
Yes.
Correct.
I will make that motion. It's okay.
I'll approve of Mr. Wilson. Second by
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
any discussion? All in favor, say aye, please.
All right,
Opposed, nay. Motion passed.
Thank you.
If I can follow my agenda, it seems like Jay's already maxed out his credit card and he's killing it.
No, very, very don't. Now, the credit card limit currently is 15,000. And there's 7 credit cards with a limit of $5,000 per person. That doesn't add up. And in the last month and a half, spent $28,000 on that credit card. So Sonera had to make a payment before she actually got the statement, and that's kind of where that $2,100. She just had to make a payment just to get the credit limit down. So we're asking for approval to almost at least double that to $30,000.
Yeah, how many individual credit cards? You said?
Seven.
It's 7 times 5. 35,000. If they're all maxed out, it's
Yeah,
like-
that's if they all max out. But very rarely are they gonna all max out, but it's up to you. If you wanna go to 35,000, go 35,000.
Especially in July.
The end of the year, yeah, Kim will spend 20,000 in a month, just for, I mean, you saw the bus was 11,000. And then you got camp fees and insurance fees and everything that all come June and July.
Yeah, I'm seeing these and budget that.
That's what I was adding up in my head, I was like.
That's if everybody's zero.
Right, but yeah. But if you're 29,000 now.
35.
Yeah, well,
We're bringing record numbers to camp every year, so that, I don't see that going down anytime soon. If anything, maybe up.
Right, yeah.
Especially because next year, we are considering running a special needs camp over a weekend, so adding a third camp to Boyle County's camping list. So,
Well, I'll correct that, let's increase that to 35.
I'll make that motion to
I'll
increase
second.
35,000.
Motion by Judge Boyle, second. Second by Kim. Sorry about that. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes.
So it just needs to say that you're requesting that, I mean, motion to approve the increase to 35,000.
Yes, on the Farm Bureau credit card. The one to send them a copy of them.
Did we set up for each of that? Did we set that number to them or?
Yeah, I mean, Sonera asked, and they got to have board approval,
Okay,
asking for that,
okay.
requesting for that. Good.
Heard, moving on.
Uh,
Fast fingers.
Jenny, comment, approval?
I'm gonna defer this to reading.
All right. David, you want to say? Yes, sir.
We got the audit guy, I'm gonna add some things that we need to do. Nothing, nothing that's outstanding, audit came back really, really good.
I didn't find they had any recommendations for she.
No, I don't think so.
They made some corrections, that's just the government thing, so. You get these 23 within the bag, so they are paying back to June 30th of 2020. There's $160,000, basically what happened was when we did a pay down, they moved $160,000 from loss payable over to the added income, because over time, that's what they gain. And you probably got to treat it, since they call it, more or less, what the government entity also produce the obligation. I'm not familiar with that, fancy. That's not familiar.
Did you see anything else?
Yeah, that's like that, it's all, and overall, they won't change anything, it's just next time you see it, the, paper bond payable will increase by 160,000, and the net income will, increase by 160,000, offset it. So that everything passed as far as like read through the school.
So we need a motion to approve the audit.
I make a motion to approve the audit.
Well,
Second,
second by Danielle. Is there any discussion?
The last page is the findings and response.
Yeah, the very last page is probably the most important page.
Segregation of duties, always lack of segregation of duties.
And guys, we have a really intense segregation.
Oh,
Really, really.
We're very picky with this.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Good.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor of approving the audit, say aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes.
Thank you.
Now, one other thing along with the audit. I guess I'm requesting. The last 4 years, we have been in non-compliance because we've been waiting on. The auditors to get us the paperwork. They actually were done with the audit. In time. They took a week's vacation. Before we could get it, which put us out of compliance. But we've been out of compliance with the last 4 or 5 years because we have waited on them.
Y'all are not the only ones.
I would like permission to look for a possible different auditor. There's one in Lebanon that specializes in extensions. They have 9 other extension offices.
Okay.
I would like to look into them and ask some of these other extension offices how they've got along with them.
So you want to pay that to bid?
We can ask what's, now, another avenue with the universities thing, because it, like you said, it's not just them. The university's actually saying that maybe the county extension offices need to have a contract stating there's a reduction in fee for every day that you are late. So,
Jay, I'd like, because I really like to see funds stay within the county.
I do too.
Can you have a talk to them and just explain to them and tell them, you know, this is what we may have to do, is go to a contract. And it be completed in a certain day. That may increase the fee on that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are they aware of when this audit was?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay, and he went on vacation.
Yeah.
I look at people, they all know how to buy this, the contract.
They're the only ones in town. that
Well,
can-
that's outside of town.
I'm sorry.
They're the only ones in town that can't complete these, we'll go outside of town and Boyle County if we go.
Oh, that makes a different story.
Yeah,
There's a company in Lebanon, Montgomery, you may know.
I don't know, I'm not sure. Just out of curiosity, I mean, it ain't just this, but like, why did you pay, interest agreement with one of the major firms to do all their communications?
That's actually been discussed and it's really up to the district board. Because like you guys, you wanna keep it local and others.
Right.
I think we can maybe try this, once, get a contract stating if it's not due, like, if it's not handed by June 30th. There's a reduction in rate, $500 a day that it's late or something like that.
Right.
But we can try that for a year,
One more year?
one more year and see how that works. Yeah.
Got some good information from Lebanon guy.
And see if they're, maybe they're cheaper.
Right,
I mean,
okay, I'll feel it out.
like, You know, and I mean, if the other 9 counties are happy.
Yeah.
And they know that we have.
Cause see, it's time to start the next one,
Right. Yeah.
And when does it due?
June 30th.
June 30th of each year.
If we don't have it approved and uploaded onto the DLGSBG website by June 30th, we are late. We are out of compliance the next day.
It's not anything major, but it just looks, somebody's looking, you're out of compliance.
And this audit was, that should be started now is from what month?
They've got a whole year, to do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you're on here.
We're going to approve Jay searching for a remedy to the non-compliance.
Good.
Okay, all right.
We also have one.
Motion back in. Second. But
So that was an official motion, then, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so hang on, let me rephrase that because I did not write it. It's a motion. We're just good.
I'll say.
Motion. To explore any of the above options directly to non.
You got a friend.
And Judge, you, seconded. So, right?
good.
We have a motion in today, y'all.
Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, now for
Land expansion.
okay, do we need to go into executive session? Just whatever.
You can, if you want.
You can, if you want,
But nobody here is gonna be excluded, correct?
Wait, it's up to you guys. I mean, you can have it without us or with us or.
I mean, the information I'm gonna present is public. I mean, nothing. I just found some numbers.
Okay.
Which one everybody see this in?
What is it?
It's running.
Yeah,
Listen, one doesn't know, the other one doesn't know, so.
I started saying, if you go into closed session, with the closed session, it doesn't get recorded.
No, it's not.
So do we have to stop it?
So you have to stop. Right.
We're not gonna vote.
But if you say it's public, then.
It's just,
Need a motion to enter executive if we want.
I mean,
Do you think?
this is just for information.
Okay, well, let's take information as we close it.
So, I was asked to find out about any future land expansion and what is here in the industrial park. So I finally got a hold of JJ Harris. And he sent me kind of this plat of what the business center looks like. And so I've got our land in pink, squared in pink. We have 11.7 acres here. And so in previous discussions, we kind of, is there land available behind us, around us, whatever? So there is land available behind us. But what is behind us is a large drain, what drains off about 100 acres back here. There is a large culvert at the corner of our property that goes underneath BCDCS and comes out the corner of the road down. That carries all that water off of that drain. So anything behind us, we will probably have to drain out. It's unimproved. What is next to us to the northwest is approximately 18 acres what JJ Harris calls pad ready. There's about a 5 acre pad up there on the hill that's already leveled off, gravel, and ready to build a building on. It's got water and sewage on the property. JJ Harris says that they are asking $55,000 an acre for that, approximately 18 acres.
You said 55.
55,000, that is the asking price. And he did say if we wanted 2, 3, 4 acres, fewer, than that, then that would be negotiable. So what right is next to it is kind of undeveloped. Then you get, right kind of in the center of that 18 acres is the leveled off spot up at the top.
There appears to be a larger area behind it.
There is like 89 acres. That's back in behind all that. That is not spoken for. And then there's still 80 or 90 acres over here, the old farm on the back side of like Hobart and Megan and back in that side too.
So this piece here,
Yes, that's the 18 acres, like 17.9 or whatever, but he's calling
but
it.
there's 5 acres that's pay ready within that, is that what you're
If
saying?
you got, I drove up there, I drove up to the top end.
But that's not contiguous with our property.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Mhm.
Yes, it borders, so that 18 acres is our.
Yeah, I know the 18 acres are. The
But,
five.
but the flat spot is not, there's several acres between us and that flat spot.
Oh, okay.
That is undeveloped. Probably, they got that kind of in the center back. So that I'm sure parking lot, any delivery space, probably a runoff catch basin. You know, if you got any large amount of concrete or asphalt, you got a catch basin.
Oh, all of the 18 acres. Oh, okay, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so there is several acres before you get to that pad.
Is the pad what you're talking about wanting to purchase, or is it?
No, I'm just, there were some talk or some questions about expanding in the future, looking at the 10 and 20 year plan. If you want to expand, and then purchase some more ground, thinking about the future. This is kind of what's available.
What are we looking at money wise, Mark?
990,000.
For 18 acres?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about, what are we looking at, money
Oh,
wise?
Yeah. We're good on that.
You could write a check for it for that.
Yeah, I get the tag on.
Now, JJ Harris did say that there are kind of some stipulations along with that they want to know what kind of building, is it gonna bring jobs to the county? Things like that, because that's kind of what the industrial park is for, is to help bring jobs to the county.
Right. We probably need a justification.
You're gonna have a justification. 2 or 3 acres. Probably not so much, but if you buy it thinking about the whole 18, then there's gonna be a justification as to why.
Maybe I think that's criteria about how many jobs we've got to have.
Right.
Did they say anything about us selling, if we bought some of it for our use and selling any of that to another governmental entity?
No, this was just a preliminary, talking to JJ Harris, what's the cost of the land next to it or whatever. And that's kind of what we're thinking here, if we went back behind us to expand, probably cheaper than going that way.
but would also need some kind of drainage solution. It would also need some kind of drainage work to be done to it for.
Any direction, even if you went towards the path, it's gonna have to have some work too.
Well, if you wanna get it appraised,
What?
what, you wanna get it appraised,
Yeah, I mean, this is, this is in the very beginning of the talks, so.
It needs to appraise inside.
Yeah.
I would do that before I did anything else. Get it appraised.
Answer the money from Mullins, like, it basically be equivalent to last year, $1 million pay down on bonds. So last year, we still had $280,000. We would have had $1 million. So we made $1 million pay down, we're on this plan, we still have $280,000 to do it on here, so. Right now, you're looking at
Do you have any idea of what's going forward, that, you know, how the extension district comes to expand?
That's where I've been kind of thinking, I would like to put a long range committee together. And think 10 years, 15 years down the road. Think about what the, and this. And I mentioned that at the fiscal court, and Jason's like, you know, hopefully we'll involve some public and some economic development, you know, and all that. Just thoughts, I mean, this is where you dream and, you know, I think I think you gotta have to have a reason why you need another 4 or 5 acres.
But that's what I'm thinking, what is lacking that we need?
Programs always grow. Where do we have room to expand on our current
Yes,
facility?
yes.
You don't.
We don't have an open, I mean, I can spitball you just right now. We don't have an open outdoor gun range. I'm just, that's just one thing, that's just one thing right there. I mean, I could go on, but that's just to the mind, that came on my mind.
My question is, if beef cattle are the number one commodity in the county, how much 28 foot trailer is 25-year park? Not too much. Got a nice event. They don't because parking lot. The traffic flow.
Me one of them did, expo centers.
Well, community,
Yeah.
exhibition, so we're not be.
We do. I guess you can, yes.
Got a sore spot for me. I had about 2 years ago, showing county going around different fairs and so forth. And most of those extensive people were carrying the loads for our leadership. Just about everything was done by extensive people, usually on extensive property. And kind of way.
Have we done a 5 and 10 plan with in CEC? Do we have anything down on those two programs, those two things that where we need expansion?
I don't know if there's anything really current. We talked about some things when we did the budget. With the 5 and the 10-year plan. But I think you can put a small, long-range committee together and then take some dreams. And like Kim said, program areas, you know, what does 4-H look like in 10 years? What does ag look like? What, you know, if you could think of whatever, we talked about a working facility, a demonstration facility or something out here. You know, FCS, horticulture, you know, Caitlin might want another greenhouse or 2 out here. You know, community garden or
She needs one.
something, you know. But I think it would be good to put a little committee together and think about down the road. And involve economic development, you know. What's the community thinking? What do they need? That we can provide.
Definitely the community, but
Yeah, that's been mentioned. Really nothing to vote on or anything, it's just information that I want to pass along.
We don't act on a committee that might never have.
But I can start putting that committee together.
You need a motion for that?
Sure, we motion there.
Make a motion, make a long range planning committee together.
I'll motion for you, Jay.
is there enough time between now and the next meeting for you to do that, or do you need more time than that, or?
That's.
I think in the near future, I mean, it's something that, yeah, I think something, you're gonna have to get some ideas more than just 2 or 3 days.
Do we wanna get a? Do we think it works in schematics, or do we wanna get a free, like, need a price? Can we do a price?
Okay, let's see, we have a motion for Jay to
Oh,
put together a long range committee. Between Kim and Danielle, we got a motion to say.
yeah. Now, should we, since we're looking at it, or talking spitball, should we go into the price?
Did the chair request that be a second? motion?
I did say that it's.
Yes, I need to use this.
So I motion for Jay to create a long range planning committee, Kim seconded.
You think we need
Yeah, it's good. And it happened before at the next meeting. No further discussion, all in favor of instructing a long range plan committee, we say aye. Both say. I say it will carry. So we can now open for another, any other discussion.
Right, now, what about getting this appraised to see if it's actually worth that before we go on any further?
Are you voting to appraise?
Hold on, go ahead, Judge. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, I can add it in the discussion. Go ahead and get a motion, and get a first and a second.
To appraise which property, this or that?
18 acres, but I don't think we need 18 acres.
All first or second, and two for normal meeting.
He don't give it a motion, him and a well understanding.
Well,
That we-
it's zoned industrial. It's zoned industrial. So I think there's only one realtor that does, industrial
Industrial,
in Danville.
can we bring him back from outside?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to, but I mean,
It's gotta be industrial.
yeah.
To me, it looks like only take 2 appraisals. Need to appraise the property, the 18 acres, and then need to appraise 5 or 6 acres behind us.
Sure. Well, what would they charge to shoot that line right straight on past? There's some pretty cheap acres back there.
Can we just say
Well-
please and call it a day?
Let me get hold of an appraiser and see what they want to do. If they-
Kevin Cottle is
Who?
Kevin Cottle. Kevin Cottle. And,
How do you spell that last name?
CAUDILL.
Wait a minute, sorry.
CAUDILL.
Okay.
And Brian Stay does a lot of his.
Right. So do we need to keep the motion of just getting the 18 acre lot appraised, or do I need to restate that?
I was gonna say the 18 acres in the additional back property. Because when you own that,
If you want to, then by all means, just. Yeah.
Either the parade and divided into 2 or 3 different sections.
Okay, so I amended that motion to state that, he motions to appraise the 18-acre lot and the additional back property for potential expansion. Is that fair?
Do we need to specify 18J or just say the adjoining property?
Adjoining property.
Yeah.
Okay, so the appraise the.
Joining property.
Appraise the adjoining property. Seconded that.
Are there any extension requirements that we need to?
I think at this point, I think you're on. Saying all that much of that.
I don't know.
Thank you all. Let's get to see your results.
Get us in trouble on cash.
Okay.
Okay,
It's on camera, remember?
Sorry.
Carrie, going back, to the first motion. I mean, if you survey your staff, yet about 5 to 10.
I kind of have, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to wear it out there.
Here's the dream, what they want.
And, don't worry about money right now.
Yes.
Right, yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of chuckle when you say an expo center. But,
Yeah, I mean,
This is fine. Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm concerned about a new pavilion to replace the one that the old fairground took. We've showed that years and years. And the city owns it now, is that right? The gracious enough to let us use it. I'm maintaining it really well.
Not saying.
Old barn's not changing.
Yeah.
Be nice to have something like that. You got to have parking with it.
Mhm.
I think there's lots of dreams to be had. I'm excited for that committee to be discussing those dreams.
We can ask them what we think.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Investigate.
Yeah,
one more item.
In a second.
I'm lost there. Yeah, most,
We got a motion in a second.
We're going to take
all discussion is over, I assume. All in favor, please say aye. All those nays. Motion passed.
You're not done, Dan.
I'm right.
One more.
Probably the biggest item on the agenda.
Well, that's not water tax.
Okay, let me. So the last item is tax rates. This is hot off the press that came today.
Yeah, I got mine today.
So we've not had a chance to discuss this, even, read it on with anything. So, looking at that, so the first page is a calculator. So the top one is a compensating rate. The middle one is the compensating plus 4%. The bottom box is last year's tax rate. I put this in there just for thinking and consideration. We have 45 days from July 31st to get this approved, the fiscal court approved. If we wait till September 8th, which would be our next meeting, that is 40 days. That doesn't give us much time.
Better call special meeting.
So So if you see underneath tax rates, is the date to set tax rates. We're gonna have to do it on something other than a Monday. Because both Rita and I are pretty busy the next 3 Mondays.
I can do this.
I mean, I could do next Monday night, if, you know, what,
Yeah, I can do that. Anyway.
Which is the
always got it.
I could do it if it's 5:30 or later, preferably maybe even 6. We have. I'd be running on 2 wheels. You got the thing, you know?
Got all that name.
Yeah. At GCA.
No, I got all lots. No, this is early.
I should do it before 4:30, but that's.
You can get later.
You know, it'd be like 8:39.
Yeah, I can do that. We tried to put one, but. she didn't follow.
What's Tuesday night, what's Tuesday night for 12 o'clock?
Each you take a- each you take a-
You know, all these different brands.
Yeah.
I saw it. Oh, good day.
I'm gone that next week.
Which week are you gone?
I'm gone 18th, 19th, and 20th.
I'm gone the 13th to 15th.
Then I'm on the last week.
She gone the last week of the month.
What about the 12th?
So it's not gonna be nice, because you don't, not, I can't come on Tuesday.
You can't come on Tuesday.
So March.
Mark, what time could you get in?
I don't think I can get there 6:30, I'll take the time. Just my last name on the last group.
Tell them you're Mark A.
I can.
That's, I don't see what's get made. Can we do it tonight?
I talked to Spencer and I told Spencer we wouldn't set him with that.
Mine is 6:30, I can make back at 7:30 or 8.
No,
Can we talk to Spencer tonight or?
Spencer's living all got a basketball game.
Is there any other date this week that anybody's available?
I can do it on Thursday or Friday.
I could do Thursday or Friday. No, I could do Thursday. I cannot do Fridays for dance stuff. I can do Thursday.
I can do Thursday night.
Rita, you cannot. I've got a board meeting. Can Jay do it without you? Do you need to be present for it? Do.
I give your place. Yeah.
Can you do a day meeting? Not But can you make a day meeting?
I can-
I can this week.
Everybody can do Thursday night.
How come you can't?
Oh, no, really?
Rita's the only one that can do Thursday night.
I can do Thursday day. I'm off all day Thursday. Could we do Thursday at noon? Make it a lunch meeting type thing?
We got.
I can.
I can do it on Thursday. We don't go back to school.
Thursday noon?
What about you all? What about you all?
Yeah.
About Spencer?
Let's do Thursday noon, I'll have sandwiches.
About Spencer.
If for some reason Spencer cannot attend, let us know. We will do an email readjustment. Is that fair?
I can, Spencer's coming tomorrow to spend some time with me to go over the tax rates and stuff like that. And I'll see if he can do it Thursday noon. If he can't, then we can discuss some things and get his feeling on what we need to do.
Sounds like a plan, Stan, I'm here for it.
All right, Thursday, August 7th, at 12 noon.
We just.
Are there any immediate concerns we need to be looking at?
Yes, between now and Thursday.
Yeah, this,
So we made you guys, rather than email it to you, we made you all copies of the calculation worksheets. Yeah. These were done by the, folks up in Frankfurt, that was sent to our team, they reviewed it, sent on to us. So you can see the calculations for real and personal, property as well as some other things, so.
but some things to look at before then. You might study this calculation sheet that shows compensating plus 4, and shows last year's tax rate. And then you might want to go back and look at budget versus actual sheet. And kind of look at what we did with and how much money we had left to roll over. And some things like that.
Does anybody have any questions about compensating? Are you getting them?
Most of you have been through it enough time. Kind of know what.
No, it's on Tuesday. What?
Okay, so we meet in August, we meet on the 12th. But that agenda is pretty already full. 26th. The next one, and then September 9th. Or the 23rd.
Yeah, put it on the agenda for the 26th.
26th of August? Okay. And then we'll be presenting. Jay or Rita?
I'll try to bring special along with me.
You, Spencer?
I'll be on the paper. You can call me.
The other days not gonna be too hard on. No,
We didn't get in the habit of block for getting.
So you will be thinking, like, what you might want to do when we meet on the 7th, if we meet at 12, we can plug our computers into the big screen.
no, we can play.
And we can put any numbers that you want. We can do that. And that way you all can see what they look like. So if you have something in mind. Or
8.0.
8.0. Well, we can plug in any numbers.
Yeah, a little calculator.
So the compensated rate came from the university of Kentucky.
That's right.
Frankfurt. Every taxing district uses the same form.
So we get those from Frankfurt, they come to our extension business operations team. And, they put eyes on it, look at the calculations and see if there's anything that looks weird. Once they are okay with it, they send it on to our central office, they look at it, and then they send it on to me and Jay. And we got these literally today, on our press. So, y'all are my very last. So they came out earlier this year, because normally we're just now going to start them together. So. But yeah,
You talk about certifications, they were late this year. They usually come out about the middle of July. certification.
I started, I had my first, like, my first tax rates. They came out on the seventh.
Which did not get the tax rates till late September. or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So you guys are my last.
oh,
Got all nine are out.
Well, Nancy, can I allow you to entertain a motion to adjourn today, since we're gonna discuss the rest of that one Thursday?
is that it? Oh, next meeting date?
Next meeting.
What was that then?
Would you entertain a motion to adjourn, since the tax rates will be called up this week for another meeting?
Do we not have any public comments tonight?
No public comment?
Okay. Then I will accept the motion to adjourn from the secretary.
Thank.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by the judge.
I got you,
All in
second.
favor, please say aye.
Thank you, guys. Okay, hey, Mark, fill me in. Our actual expenses, where will I find that, or our budget for this coming year? You know, I don't see those numbers on this projected revenue. That would help me to understand.
Well, for Thursday, I will have our current budget numbers.
Okay, I don't need to break up, I just.
I understand.
Well, some- yes.
I do have like.
We'll be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And what it is, we budgeted for $1 million, so that's where you have to add $1 million back, that's reason.
what's funky?
That's because we took $1 million, take it down, I wasn't through expenses.
Okay, that $1 million under there.
Right, what it says, 180,000, good right there.
You want me
So I didn't lower this net income. So if that was 280,000, I'm 20,000.